Hey there, Colonials. Welcome back to another edition of Quickly Colonial. Before we get started today, I just wanted to thank all you viewers out there that have been with us for a while. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. And I would ask you, if you've been here before and if you're new, please do me a favor, subscribe and like the channel, and we'll be able to bring you more of our content together. So today I was reminiscing. And I was thinking back to my grandfather, and one of my grandfather's absolute favorite desserts was egg custard pie. And now his sister, my great aunt, Aunt Virginia, every year for his birthday, he didn't want cake and ice cream. He wanted an egg custard pie. And so she would make it for him. Sometimes if we didn't have a pie crust or he just didn't feel like mixing one up, he would just make a regular egg custard and pour it into a dish and bake it. And that egg custard, whenever it was warm and just came out of the oven, or whenever you put it in the refrigerator and chill it, and it has that ice cold crispiness to it. Oh, wonderful memories. And so today I made my own egg custard pie, using that same recipe that my grandfather and my great aunt Virginia used to make. And that got me thinking of colonial times. And absolutely, they had egg custard. It wasn't really used as a food like we would have for desserts on a regular basis. It was more of a medicinal food, if that makes sense. It was something soft for your belly if you had the flu, or you had an illness, or you just didn't feel good, or you just didn't want something heavy. You wanted something light and easily digestible. They called it sickbed custard. That's kind of a funny name, but it referred to a simple, easily digestible, and potentially soothing food, often made with milk, eggs, and a touch of sweetness, which was traditionally consumed during times of illness or weakness. I found a recipe for sickbed custard in a colonial century cookbook, and an entry by Amelia Simmons, and that's exactly what she called it, sickbed custard. And her recipe was very short and simple. Scald a quart of milk, sweeten and salt a little. Whip 3 eggs and stir in, and bake on coals in a pewter vessel. Now, hopefully she was using high-grade pewter, because if it was low-grade pewter and you were cooking in it, you could potentially get lead poisoning from that. So let's hope she was using the higher grade, or maybe that's why she's no longer with us, even though technically she'd probably be 200 years old by now. But modern recipes usually call for vanilla. But in our colonial time period, vanilla wasn't a big thing. As a matter of fact, Thomas Jefferson first brought vanilla beans back from France in the 1790s. And vanilla extract wasn't widely available until the mid-1800s. So they would use most of the time like a wine or a brandy or a tea or some kind of spice to put some flavor into that. But I go back to my grandpa. I put vanilla in mine. And I had a different recipe. We have our chickens out back. And so my recipe came with 4 eggs and 2 cups of milk. And there's some flour and sugar. And I put vanilla in mine. And I also added some nutmeg and cinnamon and allspice to mine, just to give it that sweet kick, and a little sprinkle of salt in there as well. My goodness, it's absolutely wonderful. So there you have it. Again, another connection to colonial times that we still have today with egg custard and egg custard pie. Now, I eat it all the time rather than just sickbed custard. But there you go, my dear Colonials. Do me a favor, like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.